get it? What's something in there? I'm pretty sure I said something. Yeah. Oh, no, that's not what it is.
I tell you what else you could do to eat.
Alright, last game's the charm right there.
Let's try it anyway.
That was like maybe 15 minutes.
Thank you. And just a little bit, you may have your seat, and in a little bit we'll play the visitor school song.
Alright, let's try this. If somebody runs it, like number 2 runs it, we just lost our
That's my fault. Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
One thing I didn't want to do, I didn't try to move cords, so I don't kick them.
Like number 2, the dash for 10 yards. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like if he makes yards.
Yeah. And what you may do is say number 2 runs the ball, you'll start him and maybe you put 10 underneath it. And then next time if 22 runs it, and then if 2 runs it again for 3, see how I'm doing that? Every run you just put with a comma. And then we can add them up at halftime. we can give that a shot at it. Yeah, and then like you can put 2 scores and how long it was.
We'll help you out too as it goes.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be talking about probably how long that touchdown was.
Yeah, saying the name and number and all this stuff over and over.
She did that, the same thing. Well, kind of. I took her and Luke up to a buddy of his when I was coloring for Central.
Yeah.
At halftime, we had every stat. Because I put one on one team and one on the other.
That's good.
Like we're talking tackles and everything.
That's good.
But, I mean, crap, they played, so.
Luke did the other stuff because he actually did.
So what's your name?
This is Ella.
Ella. I'm Chad Curry. Nice to meet you, Ella. Ella, what grade are you in?
I'm in 7th.
7th grade?
He looks geared up though.
Big one in Angelo, too.
That's one of those, they can be permanent and have a 4-way top first.
Wow. I watched the game last week. These guys. So they lose early.
Because early in the lose the
No.
I'm waiting to see his TLC balance. I think balance.
I saw the Brett Lanes the other day where Ace Hart were doing all that. He said, he's big game the last week. It's hard when you lost by straight games. Good going. TLC was short of 2 or 3 games this year.
Yeah, early on. What was the Brady scores? 2020 and half or something like that last week? I mean, they were competitive. They're there. It's just that last thing. So that's a joke for them. Those last 2 wins.
Sometimes. So, I know, even watching the games last Friday night, same thing, all their replay goes mute. So I'm not telling them, hey, if we ask for the Texas Bank instant replay, it's where we can shut ourselves off and then just let them play it. As it comes back on, we'll come back on and do it. And that way, it's the same thing, they're talking mid-conversation, shuts off, and it comes right back on, and we're missing the whole scope to it. Playoffs.
I was about to say that's like the last of it.
It's the last of it. This is our third inning. I wasn't used to it, but it's almost like a school day for us. We should wake up same time and get going. But tomorrow's gonna be cold. Coach, we did get it in, we're playing better. We might win a few games on started pressing buttons that says the mics were hot. Yeah, we'll give us 20 seconds on that. I was gonna say, when we do a replay, instead of what cuts it off, I'll just ask for it. I'll just say, hey, we're gonna text a big replay, and that way we know.
Set up. Hey, is this okay right here? Oh, and they have entered. Good. They are in the tunnel.
All right, welcome sports fans. You are watching Wall Hawks football on Concho Sports Network, presented by First Community Federal Credit Union. If you've been with us a while, you probably heard us with the mics on. And here come your Hawks. You can hear that out loud, what we're getting to. And so, a wonderful, fantastic night for some Friday night football, some cool weather. We've had a little drizzle and rain all day, which out in West Texas we will always take. But tonight, you're 7-1 Wall Hawks, who are undefeated in district, are taking on your early Longhorns, who are 5-3, but also undefeated in district. So we're expecting a good game tonight. I am Chad Curry here with Larry Holscher, and we are just excited from Friday Night Football. Coach, what's kind of your thoughts before we kind of get this game started here in about 5 minutes?
Man, my first thought is it sure was awesome to see them come into that tunnel just right there. They are excited. They look like they're ready to go, and they're going to need to be because this has got huge district title implications on it tonight because the early Longhorns, they finish up next week with Grape Creek, and Wall will finish up with Brady next week. So tonight, you got the 2 3-0 teams in this district playing tonight. This could have huge playoff implications because if Wall was to win tonight, if they were to lose to Brady, that could set up a possible 3-way tie. If they lose tonight, Early's probably more than likely the outright district title winner. So big district title implications on tonight. It's going to be a great football game.
You know, this is one of those games that those kids, you know, talk about all off season, you know, prepping for, and you've worked hard all district because they know how important it is to get a big win and be at least part of it, if not the whole outright district champion. So we're expecting a huge game tonight, and so we're about to do the national anthem. So we're going to take a quick 30-second break, then come back, and then we'll do a little just pregame talk a little bit more to get this thing kicked off.
Check out why First Community Federal Credit Union is the #1 local auto lender in the Concho Valley. With new, used, or refinance autos, we can save you money. First Community has great payment options and low prices on gap, extended warranty, and credit life insurance, so we can make your payment fit your budget. So be smart, bank smart, and contact First Community today for your auto financing needs.
Again, welcome back here for Wall Hawks football tonight, presented by Concho Sports Networks and First Community Federal Credit Union. Again, big ball game, big matchup. Early Longhorns again are 5-3, 3-0 in district. Their head coach is Daniel Price. Is also offensive coordinator, and the defensive coordinator is Rusty Clippinger. Early has averaged 44 points a game this season. Some of the stats we've seen, the quarterback Jackson Price has thrown over 2,000 yards. Jeremy Brown has caught over 780 yards in receiving, plus 13 touchdowns. Coach, they've seemed to be able to put up a lot of points in some games early on and really throughout the season for it.
Absolutely. What you're going to see out of them is a spread offense with a lot of RPOs. And Jackson Price is really good about reading the defensive end and deciding whether he wants to pull it. And then if he does pull it, he's going to have a pass option off of it. So you've got to be really disciplined in what you do in the secondary tonight. You can't just go jump on a run feed or a run key because he can always throw it out there to somebody. He's got a pass option on almost every play. That's why you see so many passing yards, and he is extremely accurate when he does it. So Wall's got their hands cut out for them tonight against this quarterback and this offense. It's an offense that they really hadn't seen. The closest was probably Peaster. Peaster ran a lot of RPO type stuff and a lot of runs with some pulling guards and tackles and stuff like that. And you're going to see that tonight out of Early.
Yeah, hearing just kind of talking from the coaches and other players as well too, it seems it's going to be trying to stress into Wall's defense for it. But Wall
comes in with 3 shutouts in a row, 4 shutouts on the year, and we've seen a very impressive defense overall for it. And so, you know, the Hawks only lost this year was to Cisco by 4 points. They've been able to somewhat contain some explosive offenses, so it's going to be a great matchup for us to see on that. And, you know, we highlighted some of the players there for early, but also, you know, players like Nathan Pepper, who's averaged 118 yards per game for the Wall Hawks, has been fantastic. You know, plus a whole handful of running backs, Garrett Guy, McCabe, Kemp. I can kind of go down the whole list of that as well. But Wall's been able to run the ball and run successfully, and we've talked about that before in the podcast. If they can do that, do what they do, you can help set them up for a big night tonight.
You know, and I think what you'll also see out of Wall is they've got a pass threat with number 21, Ryan Allen, as well, that we hadn't really seen all year, but I could see him coming out tonight. He's a big, tall receiver, which gives you a big target to throw to for some little easy intermediate throws, you know. It'll be good, and it looks like, and we are on.
Yeah, the Church Landscape kickoff, another fantastic kick. Wind is blowing from TV left to right, from north to the south. Pierce Jameson puts it through the end zone. So the early Longhorns will be starting from the 25-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10. And just to remind people, too, tonight, if you're at home and you're getting this game started and you are hungry, do not forget about San Angelo to go. They are our main sponsor for food delivery, and they're local. And so if you're at home thinking about what you want to eat, go and get that order in tonight. We're expecting a heck of a ball game.
So they automatically come out in doubles. Little invert to the field. Trying to keep, you invert, obviously, to keep your cornerback kind of off of your receiver. They ain't able to press him at that point. It's going to be a little OZ. Wow. Early got away with a big hold over here on the left, on the right corner.
Yeah, it picks up a big first down there. It looks like Griffin Cheslock, who's had 7 touchdowns rushing for him this year.
You can kind of see it on this
Texas Bank replay.
I mean, he is being turned around and held.
Yeah, coach was letting the officials know that, but it sets up a 1st and 10 on the 43-yard line. Again, we'll try to keep the clock for you guys at home. It's 11:53, of course, the first play. And early's in that a check with me from the offensive side, lining up and looking at the sideline.
That's a really, really good job.
Yeah, number 22, Ryan Andrews on the tackle for about a 1-yard gain. Again, we saw the accuracy from Jackson, puts it on his numbers, but defensively in a great spot to make a great play.
You know, and that needs to be the mentality. You can catch a 1-2-yard pass, but you ain't going to make any more yards. And Andrews does a really good job right there of holding him to just a yard.
A 2nd and 9 here for the early Longhorns.
Another little inside zone right there. And he's going to pick up 5 yards.
Yeah, it looks like Hagan Barbie, the freshman, downhill for a tackle for a 5-yard gain. And, Coach, this has probably been the first time we've seen some movement up front, you know, for some of the teams Wall has played, you know, at this stage to it. But so far, a couple big runs for early, setting up a 3rd and 5.
Looks like Wall's going to stay in cover 1. Now they're going to a cover 0. They're going to man up everybody.
Yeah, it's early check to the sideline, Wall check to the sideline, change what they were going to do. There's 9 seconds left from the play clock as Early moves around their formation.
Looks like Early's going to recheck.
3 seconds.
Just gets it off. Throwing a vertical, and it's way, way out in front of his receiver for an incompletion.
Yeah, sending pressure on that. Early tried to make a quick throw and get off a ball somewhere at an easy catch, but great coverage by number 21, Ryan Allen, out there on the side.
You know, and what Wall did right there with Ryan Allen is they pressed him, and that's going to throw off the timing of that route. That's why you see so much invert by these receivers here. And when I'm talking about invert, like right here, the trips, you see the number 3 is actually on the line, and number 1 and number 2 are off.
4th and 5.
That's going to keep them from being able to press those outside receivers on fades.
Early takes an early timeout with that. We're going to stay right here. We'll talk about some other sponsors and some other keys to the game that we know. But again, right now, it's 4th and 4. It looks like on the 49-yard line with 10:30 left to go in the first quarter. So just other sponsors tonight. Want to make sure we mention Church Landscape sponsors our red zone and our kickoff. Also, Oasis Crop Insurance does our first downs. And then Texas Bank does our replays. We've had issues with the replay before. You'll hear us sometimes you won't, so just bear with us on that. But in a wonderful night for football, I've already had friends and family texting. I would especially want to make sure I let Jacob and Morgan Jones, who've already let me know that they are enjoying the game, so we appreciate you guys watching us. But we are back here with 4th and 4 with 10:30 to go. It looks like Early's punt formation.
You know, and this is a really dangerous punt formation because you see that slot up top. He can easily go out into a route, and a lot of times it gets hid.
Yep, there's the fake.
And the fake run works out for them. They had a chance for a tackle over here and just missed it.
Yeah, number 8, Griffin Cheslock. He's the running back we saw earlier in the game.
That's Hayden Barbie coming off of a block that just misses that tackle. But that'll set up a first and 10 at the 26 for Early.
Yeah, big play. Again, both sides, you can kind of feel I wouldn't say the tension, but the excitement of a Friday night football game. But 1st and 10 for Early. That was one that looked like everybody went except the center a little bit, and so there wasn't a false start, but a little bit slower. But it looks like Jackson just got rid of the ball there.
You know, and that's a really good job again by Andrews of kind of breaking up that pass for an incompletion.
And so far we have seen the passing ability and the running ability of Early. We've seen them go forward on an early 4th and 4, and so set themselves up again in the 26-yard line. You can see there from the camera, an incomplete pass here on the sideline. You hear the fans yelling for holding. You can probably, maybe you're going to see that as well. But good pressure, good coverage on the back end, helped make it a situation where Jackson had almost thrown the pressure in a difficult throw.
Absolutely. They ran him out of the pocket right there to the left. And once again, for a right-handed quarterback, that's tough to do. And he still puts a pretty good ball out there.
So 3rd and 10, especially from the 4th down earlier. We know this will probably be a 2-down possession. Right now, Coach, is Early still in their play script at this point? Is it almost they've run through it, they're just kind of going off feeling?
I think they're probably still on their play script right now. They know what they want to get.
Big sack there for the Hawks. Number 12.
That's going to be Brylan White right there on that sack. I mean, he just bull rushed the guy and overpowered him all the way to the quarterback.
So that is now his 7th sack on the season. He has now tied Dylan Gidney as the team leaders in sacks. And so a huge play on 3rd and 10, setting up a 4th and 17. There's 9:22 left to go in the first quarter.
You know what you got to worry about with that inside move that he did right there is that eventually that tackle's going to get used to that inside move and just plant him in there, and then quarterback's got an outside. That's going to be a double coverage, and it's going to be overthrown. Once again, a lot of physicality out there. The officials look like they're going to let them play a little bit tonight.
No, that's good. It's a big game. Like I said, you want to make sure it's not, over the top, but you let them get physical, let them get their hands on back and forth. You think you allow the best team to kind of come out of this outcome if it stays consistent like that.
I mean, absolutely. I don't think that was anything pass interference, but I do like the good physical play by the corner up top. And when you got a crew that allows you to do that, you do it.
So that sets up a 1st down, an Oasis Crop Insurance 1st down.
So Walt takes over running their flex bone offense, which is always something unique for everybody.
And you got Nathan Pepper there at quarterback running that on the outside. That's a 6-yard play. Again, Nathan has a 711 yards total on the season. Again, we mentioned earlier he's averaged 118 per game. And so a little different look we've seen with him at quarterback.
And what's funny, he actually started off the year as the backup quarterback. Really probably their 3rd string quarterback, but was getting reps as well.
Dillard is back in under center.
So now the traditional gun, just the smash. That's going to be enough for a 1st down.
We've seen a heavy dose of that for the Hawks, picking up another, just like 5 yards. Been physical every time we've seen that. The smash is a great name for it.
Oh, yeah, everybody's just smashing the person in front of you, down blocking, and then go kick it out.
I love those old football names for it. So 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line.
Now it's the same play to the right, and it's going to be Pepper. This time they're going to wrap him up.
Yeah, we missed an inside block on the linebacker there, but Pepper fights to at least get back to the line of scrimmage. 7:58 left in the first.
Looks like they actually gave him a yard right there. Sure Wall will take it.
As we mentioned earlier, an early script, Wall's walking through their script now. Coach, when coaches are put that script together, what are they looking for? What are they trying to match up or identify?
You're trying to find the weakest lineman, first of all. We always look for either the weakest defensive tackle or the weakest end. Somebody, like when we were running the wing T, we always look for the weakest end and then the weakest linebacker for your inside runs. And, you know, but Wall running the midline and the veer, you know, when they get into that, right now they're still in their bone package. But when they get into their actual flex bone, they're going to be looking for the 3 and the 1. The 1 technique tells them midline, the 3 technique tells them veer.
3rd and 11 for the Hawks.
Just a sprint out pass now. He's got it deep. If it'll get there, and it does, to Logan Thomas.
Great play, snuck out behind the corner. Dillard put a great ball over the top. It sets up a huge gain. I'm trying to do my math here as I'm watching it, but about a 30, 35-yard gain for a an Oasis Crop Insurance first down.
You can kind of see it on the replay. His hand kind of was on the back of the ball, and it didn't look like it came off the index finger very well, so it nosed up. It's sure up in the air a long time, and this, I do believe, is Pepper.
Yep. Nathan on about a 4-yard dive there. So 6:30 left to go. Hawks are in the Schertz Landscape red zone, and they're putting their drive together and said hopefully looking to put some points up for the first time they're touching the ball. So 2nd and 6, ball's on the 11-yard line, 6:16 left to go in the first. And the Hawks have the wind behind them. It's been a breezy day, and of course if you're at home, you're enjoying the rain we have had. A little cool night.
Got a nice little, about 13-mile-an-hour north wind behind them right now. That's going to be a pitch, and the outside backer was not having any of it.
Yeah, that's 50, Brooks Clippinger. That is the defensive coordinator's son. I will say Rusty Clippinger was a former assistant of mine, and I'm very excited for him and his success. They've had it early, but I'm sure he is a proud dad after that tackle right there.
Yeah, I mean, he did his job and his job really well and came up and made an awesome tackle right there.
3rd and 9 for the Hawks.
He's going to scramble outside. He's going to have a little bit if he'll turn it up, and he runs out of bounds about the 12-yard line.
Yeah, got a yard or two out of there for Dillard. It's like 61. Dalton Adams is who chased him out of bounds on that play. So it's decision time for the Hawks. 4th and 9. They're in field goal range. We know Pierce can kick the ball.
And that looks like that's what they're going to do, is come out for a field goal possibly. They're at least bringing him out. Nope, as a receiver.
So 14 seconds left on the play clock. This might be something they walk down and look at as well. The clock is working down.
They may even try to pull them off a little bit.
5 seconds on the clock. Interception there, number 61 there for the early Longhorns. Dalton Adams makes the play on that.
That surprises me a little bit that they rushed that. You know, I thought, you know, you got timeouts, that they would go ahead and take a timeout and think about it, or at least with a tailwind like we've got tonight, go ahead and let Pierce go ahead and get the 3 points. But we snap it and give early credit. They got some pressure on the quarterback and made him bobble it up in the air.
Yeah, and a good interception on that. Didn't really change much of the down and distance for it, but early, Wall's got their stop, Early's got their stop. Again, we expect a big game.
He gets the outside, and he does.
Yeah, good run there again for Griffin Cheslock.
It's going to be good for 5 yards, it looks like.
Yeah, brought down by Ryan Andrews. And so the coach looked, kind of mentioned earlier, we had a little inside move by the end there, and it gave up the edge. And so able to run and get about, you said, about 6 yards. 2nd and 4 is what we have in the play clock. 4:44 left in the first.
You know, and I know a lot of people were probably wanting a horse collar right there, but there was really no dislodging of the running back. Like I said, they're being consistent right now. They're letting them play quite a bit.
Good pressure there by number 13 for the Wall Hawks.
That was a pass out to Moreland, Cedric Moreland for early, just a little bit outside and over his head.
And, Coach, I don't have a 13 on my roster. Do you have a 13 on yours? I'll make sure I get his name out. But good pressure.
That is Dylan Gidney tonight wearing 13,
okay.
So I guess they want him to play a little bit of tight end maybe tonight.
So 3rd and 4. Hawks looking for, again, another stop. There's the RPO.
You know, and that's what scares you about the RPO, because your outside backer is playing really well. He's up on that little quick 5 and out that they're doing, and then all of a sudden he keeps rolling out, and he comes off as a receiver right there. You can see it, to attack the quarterback, and he just throws it up underneath him.
Well, in the challenging part for the offense there, they had a lineman downfield, and that's the penalty. So when you wait that long in an RPO, and then you finally decide to throw, you're going to catch some of that. You know,
that's the scary part. You can't just come off your guy to go to the quarterback until he passes the LOS. So you're guaranteed 1 or 2 yards for sure.
And it's funny watching. I was very impressed by Jackson Price's patience, and it's tough on a defense than making that throw. But by waiting that long on RPO, you can kind of catching that. And that's the old Art Briles Baylor offense too. Sometimes they wait a little long, throw it deep. You got linemen 5 yards downfield.
Absolutely.
There's the pressure again.
There's the pressure, and he goes down. Jackson Price is sacked yet again.
I got a handful of Hawks there, but Ryan Andrews comes with the one most excited, but Dylan Gidney was putting pressure on him as well, and so that was a huge stop and great call by the defense there to set up a long 4th down. 3:50 left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's Andrews, Gidney, and Logan Thomas, all 3 of them converging at the quarterback, having a party.
So Luke Kemp will be on the 45-yard line. Early is on their own 14-yard line. Great field position here for the Hawks potentially.
You know, and if you're sitting at home right now, what you just saw, that lineman ran off at late. That's the beauty of not huddling, because you never break the huddle with 12 if you have 12 out there that way.
So ball went to the 39-yard line. Again, they're punting into the wind, and so I'm trying to do my quick math. About a 25-yard punt. Hawks kind of get away from that, but sets up a 1st down, and Oasis Crop Insurance 1st down. As we kind of get this 1st down started, I just want to make sure that if you are a fan of Concho Sports Networks, just know that it is put together by Pixelcast Media brand. 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line with 3:20 left to go in the 1st. And so Nathan Pepper in the handoff, but so far Early's kind of been able to control that, and I've always been told in this offense, if you can slow down the fullback, it can lead to slowing down some other areas as well.
Oh, absolutely. You take away one of the options every time you got somebody on the fullback, and he's actually doing the job.
And so 2nd and 10, no gain for Nathan there.
The way this offense works, if you can be disciplined enough to play your job, if you're the dive player, play the dive. If you're the quarterback player, play the quarterback. And if you're the pitch player, play the pitch player. And if you can do that successfully, you'll shut this offense down.
So that was a good, tough, looks about a 6-yard run. Looking like Luke Kemp, I believe. Yep, Luke Kemp up on the run that. So earlier they missed Brooks Clippinger on the outside. That time they picked him up, but Luke pretty much drug some bodies for 3 or 4 yards there to help that out. So a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, no, he did a really good job of getting the nasty yards.
And so again, assuming 2-down territory for Wall. 2:15 left in the 1st.
That's going to be Nathan Pepper around the end. He's going to be good for about 15 yards.
That was a great, tough run. You'll see blocking downfield. That's going to be one the coaches are going to be proud of on film. The body on the body gave Nathan time to make a decision where he wanted to get to. But 21 on the outside, 27, 52.
You know, and even Matthew Steen out there, number 4, had a really good block on the edge. He was the edge blocker right there.
Fantastic. Justin Allen was the offensive lineman out there in space.
So now it's just going to be a quarterback follow. They're just going to follow Pepper right there.
Yeah, that's a run there for Gunnar Dillard. And so, again, we've talked about the different options. And if you look at the stats for Wall, Nathan's been the leading rusher, but you got 5 or 6 kids, including Gunnar Dillard and Luke Kim and others that we've mentioned, 300, 400 yards. And so they're all getting a piece of this, and you're starting to see that roll a little bit.
You know, what's impressive with that with Pepper is he didn't even start for the first 3 games, and then he didn't play last week against TLCA either. So same play right here. They're just going to have a QB follow right there, following Pepper again. They like to play the first time, so they do it again.
That was fantastic. Majority of the early Longhorns went to tackle Pepper. You'll see in the Texas Bank instant replay, you got great blocks downfield by, looks like number 4 there.
That's Matthew Steen. And what's cool about that, and that was just a wham block, you know, just he's sitting outside and he just goes right up in that hole. So you actually, it's like a double ISO, a double lead.
Yeah, great blocking downfield. Love seeing that.
And there's the smash again.
I'm assuming we have a false start with the early call. So Hawks have been moving. Penalty's going to set them back. This is going to be 1st and 10. We're inside the Shirts Landscape red zone. I don't know if you can see it, home fans. We do have like a light mist coming down, and so that ball might be getting a little more slick as the game goes on, which can always, of course, make it interesting. But there's 1:01 left in 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. And the wind, the flag we're seeing above us is picking up a little bit too as well. Again, if you're at home watching from left to right where the wind's coming behind the Hawks back, slightly across field, maybe a little southeast.
Yeah, slightly. Once again, they just go to the smash to the other side, and that's going to be good for about 3 yards. And that...
yeah, Jaden Sellers there on the run.
Yeah.
And he's had a lot of success at that play. We've said that before in the smash. Has been one of Wall's probably biggest offensive plays out of that old bone. But 22 seconds left in the quarter, and there's about a second difference in the play clock. The quarter will end before the play clock does, if they need to, but 13 seconds left in the first.
So now we see just a tight formation bone again.
It's toss.
And there's
you got blockers.
Toss and a touchdown by Pepper.
There you go. So, like I said, that sets up about 9 or 10 yard run there for Pepper into the end zone to score the first touchdown. You got a great home clock keeper because he left that 1 second on here, at least for the kickoff as we come back, so we appreciate that. But working for the extra point here by Jamison. I think they're missing 1 player, it looks like. Left tackle. They're calling people down the sideline here. 13 seconds on the play clock. Everybody line up. You got 9 seconds, bud, to get there. 6, 5, 4, get set. Here we go.
there you go.
Hey, that track meet he got there. Coulter Gilchrist, I appreciate that hustle, son. We needed to get you there down when that clock went, so good job, Colton.
Yeah, they didn't want to use that timeout because we didn't have our left tackle out.
No. Coach is slapping Colton top of the head, telling him good job, way to be the man there when he needs you. So we do have 1 second with the play clock as well. Hawks are going to get the win behind them for this kickoff. They put it in the end zone the first time, looking to do that again. Again, this will be a Shirts Landscape kickoff.
So now for early, it's all about can we answer the bell? You know, Wall strikes first, and really they've driven the field twice on early. So that's got to be going through their mind now. We've really got to get down the field and answer the bell.
So what we've seen so far is Hurley on some early running plays have had success. You know, maybe the pressure on the second down and a thrown ball, and then a lot of pressure on third down. It's kind of made some wide passes. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Hurley coming back and try to run the ball.
You know, as much as Wall is pushing their ends up the field, I can totally see them just running them out and running that inside zone right inside of them, especially if Wall gets into their cover 1 or cover 0 look and run people off and there's nobody left.
Yeah, and again, it's been early, but this has been one of the first games we've seen in a while here, but that we've seen a team be able to push the D-line for the Hawks early on in the game, and so we'll see if that continues on, but that can kind of see success for it. But 1st and 10 with 1 second to go in the first quarter.
So there's Wall in their cover 0 again, running them off, and he's going to score unless Matthew Steen, and he can't. He doesn't have it.
Ran the counter play, ended up logging the end, which means sealing the end inside, and there was no edge player, and that's just a long 75-yard touchdown there for Griffin Cheslock. That'll be his 8th touchdown on the season. So great response by Early. We were talking about that, talking about the run game.
Yeah. You know, and that's the scary spot. scary part when you're in zero and you're not bringing an edge rush to contain your edges. That's the scariest part of being in man.
Yeah, and if we had time on that replay, it looked like they sealed the end inside, sealed Braylon White inside. So really the next man up would be a deep safety who's almost cheating to the trip side. That's a hard play to kind of come down on that, and that's what spread offenses can do for you.
You know, and we talked about that earlier when he made the sack earlier of going inside, that they'd just pin him inside.
So it's a chess match, 7-7, and that's the adjustment the early made, and we'll see what adjustments Wall makes as the game goes on. But we're about to start the second quarter. We'll take a quick commercial break to come right back with you.
Cotton farming in the Concho Valley, that's risky business. Specializing in crop insurance and serving local family farmers for over 15 years, Oasis Crop Insurance understands those risks firsthand. That's why year in and year out, from the first seed you plant to the last boll you harvest, Oasis Crop Insurance is your risk management partner.
Oasis Crop Insurance, service from paradise.
And you're watching the Wallhawks Football and Concho Sports Network, presented by First Community Federal Credit Union. It ended a exciting in there to the first quarter. It is now 7-7 after a 75-yard run by Griffin Cheslock. And so it is the start of the second quarter. The wind is now behind early, and so Wall will be going into the wind. And number one, Key or Kai Houston will be kicking off for early Longhorns.
Looks like that's going to drop about the goal line. Wall's going to bring it out. And he's going to get it back to about the 18.
Yeah, tough position there. You almost would let that kind of go into the end zone, and that's the first time they've kind of seen that wind behind them. It gets it back to the 18.
You know, and that's a freshman back there. That's Barbie back there. But, yeah, you kind of want to let that one go through the back of the end zone and take it at the 25.
Yeah, if you're watching at home and if you have a kicker who's good enough to kind of place it in a spot like that, which I don't know if that was placed there or not, that's a tough area for a kick return to bring it out of and to get your angles and the blocks that you need. So regardless of that, 1st and 10 on the 18-yard line. Hawks set up here. They're flexible on offense. Same play they ran earlier. There goes Dillard.
Dillard's going to be good for about 17 yards right there.
There might have been a variation in there, but 3 out of the last 4 plays have pretty much been that quarterback follow.
Yep, that
with
follow with the wham block.
They found something they like.
And that's exactly what it is. I mean, you see Luke Kemp out there. He was totally free to go find anybody.
Yeah, and you love as a coach seeing those receivers blocking downfield. In this offense, you got to have that too.
They're going to do the same thing. A little bit variation on how they did it right there. They're taking that backside slot and using him as a lead blocker with the other slot right now. So you got a dive fake from your fullback. Really cool play.
You know, and the funny thing is you say that as well. If I'm a linebacker and you're getting hit from different angles, various ways, and that's not a lot of fun. But
you know, this is a play I don't think we've seen this year.
Not much of it.
There it is again. Good enough for about 4 yards and a first down.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing, Coach, the same thing. You're seeing 5 down linemen for the most part for early with those 3 backers stacked behind. An old school 5-3. We ran that at Wall back in '99 with Coach Guy, but you don't see it very often.
Right.
But it's had some success areas. But Wall, again, with this style of offense, there's an answer for everything, and they found their little answer here with the quarterback runs. But 1st and 10, Oasis Crop Insurance, 1st and 10. 10:33 left to go in the second quarter. Early ended up bringing some pressure off the edge there. We can hear the coaches next to us yelling pitch it on that one. But a great defensive stop there by number 11, Gavin Sanders there for early.
You know what Gavin Sanders does so good, and you can see it on this replay, is he slow plays it. He won't let him make that pitch. He's wrong either way.
Yeah, that's how you want to coach that. Just slow it down and make that quarterback have to rush that instead of having to make him make a quick decision.
You know, that's a good job by Dillard to go ahead and pick up 2 yards off of that.
2nd and 8, Dillard on the edge again. Close to the first down. I thought we had a little bit more on the spot than that, but we're going to have a 3rd and 1.
I'm telling you what, every quarterback needs to watch Gunnar Dillard right there at the end. Instead of taking a hit, he gave the hit. He comes around, he gets around that end, and watch him. He goes down and gives the hit right on the thigh. That was exciting to watch. Now, you don't want your quarterback to do that too many times, but I do like the fact that he didn't take it, he gave it.
Well, again, if you're going to be physical, I'd rather you do it down low like that than trying to meet him at his helmet level. So 3rd and 1 here for the Hawks. First down, picked up 2 yards. Gunner's going to get that track meet legs in today. We're seeing a ton of that here in the second quarter. Fans, again, as you're watching at home, and we mentioned earlier in the first quarter, but if you are looking for a good meal and you want to get that delivery service in, don't forget send Angelo to go. They are a proud sponsor and our official delivery service of the Concho Sports Network. You can have great food delivered to you at your door right now while you watch the game.
So we'll see what they can do with this Oasis crop insurance first down right here. What the old play call is.
It's more Dillard is what it is.
More Dillard. It looked like Veer over there.
Yeah, and he had the pitch option, but he made the good read again. Picks up another 8 yards.
You'd like for that running back, the slot back, to stay with him a little bit for a pitch relationship. That way he could have pitched it right there. And but they'll fix that as the night goes on, I'm sure.
So 2nd and 8 Hawks have started this drive and are moving down the field. They found something that likes to work for them. And like I said, early's on their heels a little bit here early in the second quarter. There's that wet ball we mentioned.
Yep. And that was to Matthew Steen, and he bobbles the ball but gets back on it for a 3rd and 4, which is still a manageable down for Wall.
Yeah, lost 2 yards on that play. 7:56 to go.
I'm still kind of wondering what made him pitch it. You know, 11 was pulling out here, but you'd sure like to see him take it at that defensive end a little bit more before he pitches.
Yeah, I was curious. That might have been a call because of the earlier plays, but at that point, that would have been a good time to keep it, and he keeps it on that one.
It's going to be the same little follow.
Yeah, good head down, tough yards, picks up the first down. You know, like I said, that's this little thing, but him running with his pad level that low can kind of keep his head out of some trouble in there, but also a chance to pick up some yards as well.
Yep. That's a pretty nice little play right there.
So 1st and 10 on the 37-yard line. Oasis Crop Insurance, first down.
This is going to be Nathan Pepper. He kind of gets loose in the secondary, and he's going to be good for about 13 yards there.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was a little veer or G or some pull in there, but we had a lead block, or maybe that wham block you mentioned earlier.
No, that was a belly.
Yeah, that was going belly for it.
Belly G.
And so, again, that's if you can get those two going, Dillard and Pepper, and putting that defense guessing who's going to get the ball, that's definitely a big help later on in the game.
Oh, absolutely. Great read by Dillard right there.
Tough run.
To pull it and keep it right there off the midline.
Like I said, picks up about 12 yards, gets us inside the Shirts Landscape red zone. It looks like they're going to set up 1st and goal on the 8-yard line. Again, this is the most we've seen Dillard run tonight. We hadn't necessarily seen this play a lot, but it's been very successful, and he's running well.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of marched them all the way down here for this Shirts Landscape red zone.
6:35 left in the second quarter, taking up majority of the quarter as well.
Really good spin move there by Dillard. Once again, you got that QB follow, or really it's a lead.
Sets up a 2nd and 5, and Coach, in 20 more seconds here, the Hawks have had the ball for 6 minutes or half of the first quarter with this offense, and that's what they want.
Absolutely. If you can eat up clock and drive it that far down the field and score, that's what they got to finish the drive with.
Yeah, and then keeping that early offense off the field. Again, they've averaged 44 points a game this year, and so keeping them on the sideline, that's a big help.
Absolutely. Just a pitch out here to Dane Reynolds, who's not going to get anything. It's going to be a 2nd and goal from the 5.
3rd and goal. Yeah, 3rd and goal from the 5.
3rd and goal.
Like I said, Dane's coming out, switching some guys in and out here. Early's trying to get their defense set up, trying to get a stop or a hold. Keep the offense out of the end zone for the Hawks. False start. Yeah, it's going back to Hawks up. We had this earlier on the first quarter, we drove the field and we had a false start, brought us back here in the red zone, and unfortunately it pops up again. So 3rd and 10. You know, Coach, you know, thinking about that, is it you know you have 2 possessions here to kind of go forward. Are you thinking some pass game? Or are you thinking more of Dillard? What's kind of some thoughts you think they're thinking on the sideline over there?
Well, to me now I'm thinking something outside, because I got a feeling they're going to really load the box down here, especially after the many times they ran the follow. But, man, they're giving them the follow right now if they want it. They're going to try to throw the ball.
Like I said, he was there for a second, but great coverage there. I think that's 18 there, Colton Allen.
And that was to Matthew Steen. It's open right now. He's just a little late getting the ball out of his hand.
Yeah, he likes a little more zip instead of it. It looked like they were trying to throw a corner route almost, but a little more zip, a little more to the sideline. But now we get to see Pierce Jamison sit up here, who's been a fantastic offensive weapon for him. You know, and so, again, in a tight game, this could be a big play. Bible snap. Big stop there for the early Longhorns.
That's a huge stop, and they're going to get it at the 20-yard line. So what was a promising drive that ate up a lot of clock ends up with nothing for the Wall Hawks.
And so 4:58 left in the second quarter. First down for early. The replay would show, too, that the snap was a little bit high. Ball's a little wet as well, trying to hard to get down. It just didn't turn out to a good hold for a chance for Pierce to kick it.
But this is what we expect with this game tonight. It's going to be a game that's probably going to go down to the last minute, man. So now these guys, now Wall's got to bow up their back on defense and stop early. Just an IZ again.
Great inside move. Yeah, good tackle to turn to a 3-yard gain. Looked like it was going to be a little bit more than that. I believe it was, well, that's right. Look at my roster. I don't recognize that kid's name. Hagan Barbies, like he came down for the tackle. I can hear the early coaches yelling, there's only 5 in the box, which tells you to run the ball in that kind of situation. But good downhill coming in. Second and about 7 is what it looks like. 4:29 left to go.
Looks like they're going to give them a pretty good spot there. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Well, do we have a penalty? Is that what we're discussing now on the field? I didn't see a flag, though. And it looks like Early's backing up, so I'm assuming something on the Longhorns.
Yeah, I didn't see a flag either. They're still talking about what they want to do. It's going to be against the Longhorns, and what they're marking off.
It's 10 yards
is
holding.
a hold on Early.
And so I believe that's Early's first flag I've seen. I know Walls had 2 with the false starts.
Right.
And so it's going to be a 1st and 16 or 15. Got 15 up on the board.
Oops.
Clock is running. 4:25 left to go in the second.
There's just a counter. And he's going to make back 7 of those yards, it looks like, at least 6 of them.
Yeah, you know, playing the numbers games, too. It looks like Walls run a little too high man, and so they're manning up the receivers on the underside, safety over the top, but only leaves 5 in the box, so that's numbers for Early to get a play off of. But so far, if you can get downhill and make that tackle, it's going to put them in a situation where it's 2nd and 9 now. You know, of course, we flipped the field, but we saw that first play of the game. There was a big hold that wasn't called, and now the other officials saw that. That might would have been what brought him back. But 2nd and 9.
Come out in a trips formation. Looks like Wall's going to be in basically cover 2.
Great play there by number 30. I think
that's Sellers.
Yeah, Sellers coming on the inside on that play.
You know, and then Andrews comes and cleans it up.
Yeah, fantastic. We mentioned the first quarter. We've seen it a couple plays now. They'll be 3rd in a row of them actually running the ball. But Sellers just getting off a block, making a play in the backfield. And so fantastic. 3rd and 10 with 3:49 to go. Ball's on the 20-yard line. So Early checks the wristbands for the play. Hawks look like they're going to send some pressure. Or they're going to man up, looks like. Great there, blitz and pressure. I think we mentioned earlier, 13 is not much. Yep, Gidney again, who's now the co-leading in sacks for the Hawks, along with Brillen White. And so great pressure again. That third down pressure has been very effective for the Wall defense.
You know, you see Brylan right there in that instant replay take an outside angle on the the right tackle shoulder and then goes right back inside. So it'll be interesting to see if they try to exploit that again.
So Luke Kemp on the 45-yard line. It's going to be a 35-yard punt.
Out of bounds, so no chance for a return. So
3:26 left. We'll take a quick break, then come back with 3:26 left in the second quarter.
Patriotic.
Innovative.
Dependable. Family values.
Faith.
Trustworthy.
Ethical.
Community-minded.
Loyalty. Honesty.
Diverse.
Friendly. Committed.
Punctual. Customer service.
These are the values on which we built Bug Express.
Mom, we are honored to carry on your legacy.
Again, welcome back. You're watching the Wall Hawks football on Concho Sports Network, presented by First Community Federal Credit Union. It is 1st and 10 for the Hawks with 3:26 left to go in the second quarter.
So now we go back to the toss, and Pepper breaks out, breaks to the outside for 15 yards right there.
Yeah, great blocks, bodies on bodies. You can see Pepper break out of a tackle there about the second or third after 2 or 3 yards. It gets close to, like I said, 14, 15 yards, but you got an injured early player. And so while we're taking a knee, we might take a little longer commercial break here, and we'll join you back in a little bit.
Established in 1927, Schertz Landscape Company is as well rooted in the Texas soil as the nursery stock we grow and sell. Since the beginning, our knowledgeable landscape professionals have been here to keep your yard thriving, rain or shine. At Schertz, we believe in keeping our nursery stocked with quality products that flourish in the conditions we live in. We call the Concho Valley home, and you can trust us to have the answers for your project, big or small. When quality counts, you can depend on Schertz.
At VGI Technology, our mission is to connect and protect our communities using innovative technologies while providing an exceptional customer experience. Everyone on our team took part in creating this mission statement, and everyone on our team is committed to stand by every word. So for your home and office internet, security, cameras, and smart technology, call on your neighbors at locally owned VGI. VGI, to connect and protect.
Again, we took a quick time out there for an injury. Looks like 25, Caleb Ozona. For Early's when he got banged up. He's able to walk off the sideline, though. But we do have 1st and 10. Who has his crop insurance first down with 3:16 left to go in the second quarter.
Now we're back to the smash, and that's going to be good for 2 yards.
Yeah, looks like Sellers on the run on that play. And the first times we've kind of seen some early contact running the smash on that. But 3 minutes left. We are on the 41-yard line. And Hawks on your screen are going right to left, and they're green. Early's and they're all white with purple helmets. You know, this early team and Coach Price, and they've been there a few years, they've gotten better and better, you know, and we've seen that progression over the last few years.
Yes, sir. You know, they won this game last year over in Early against the Hawks. But you're right. They've gotten better every year. They've gotten more comfortable with their offense and defense, and, you know, they're playing harder.
Yep. Like I said, I know Coach Clippinger, again, was an assistant of mine for a while. He talks very highly of the staff and the school district over there. And like I said, they've just been a more physical team, and we're seeing that. That's what has a great ball game here in the 7-7 on a Friday night. Gunnar Dillard on the run. Coach, he's taking a little deeper path. I've seen that a few times on his option reads. Is that to give him a few more seconds? What's kind of that thought and idea that he's not necessarily straight down the line like Olvier would be?
I think because he's getting a little penetration by the defensive end is holding up your tight end, so he's got to bubble back a little bit to give that block time to either progress or the read to happen.
A little bit easier for him to kind of make that read, get back a little bit. Gotcha. So 1:56 left to go. Wall has all 3 timeouts. And so we'll see if they start throwing the ball. If they need to. Again, 2nd and 9. There's 20 seconds left on the play clock, 1:45 left on the game clock. Kind of taking our time here, it looks. And Wall does get the ball to start the second half.
And that's just a handoff, I do believe, to Guy.
Picked up about 6 yards on that, so it'll be a 3rd and 3. I think Early's going to take the timeout. Yep,
Yes.
Early ended up taking the timeout. So Wall still has 3 timeouts left. We'll stay right here with you. Again, earlier, if I mentioned it, Concho Sports Networks is a Pixelcast media brand. Yes, all content you see from CSN, including these live broadcasts, is produced by San Angelo's own Pixelcast Media. There's no better way to get your story out to the world than with video, and no one in San Angelo quite does it like Pixelcast. And if you're watching at home, and I got to have the night off last Friday, as I'm sure others did, they have a red zone feature where it pops around from games, which is fantastic. You got multiple games we're watching tonight, and so as technology has progressed, what a great way, especially if you're a cold night, you don't want to come out to the game. You're sitting on your couch and be able to watch this, and so it's
well, the picture is unreal.
Yep.
It's way better than most of the films that we had back when I was coaching before Central. Now, when I was coaching at Central, that film was really, really good. But definitely when I was coaching early on, this type of picture that you're seeing, we didn't even have as coaches.
The production team and through all the sports and for Concho Sports Networks and Pistolcast have been fantastic. 3rd and 3.
Just a handoff to Guy again. Looks like he's going to get 2 yards. Going to set up a 4th and 2. So now Wall's got a decision to make.
So it's 1:17 to go on the clock. Nobody's calling the timeout. I bet for us, if we get this, we'll start calling them. You know, since Early called the last one, I kind of thought they might call it as well if they wanted to save some time.
Be interesting to see if we get back in that into the ISO, but we're not. We're in tight bone. Smash. Yep.
Just get the yard, get the first down.
And we've got the first down.
And so it's 51 seconds left. 25 on the play clock. We're not taking a timeout as of yet. We're running the clock. So 50 seconds on the play clock in the second quarter.
So that's an Oasis crop insurance first down right there. Really close to the Shirts red zone.
Early does a good job again holding up the line. There's your timeout. So there's 35 seconds left to go in the second quarter. We'll stay here since we're close to the halftime as it is. And so they'll have 2 timeouts left. Again, clock does stop after a first down, but once the ball is set, as long as they're inbounds, they'll start it up again. You know, wind is in the face. You know, it's still blowing there from the north and Wall's face for it.
I sure would love to see the bone smash pass, where you take that outside blocker and you just send him out in the flats.
So they have set that up, you know, for 6 weeks we've seen.
Yes.
So it is there.
I'd be interested to see if anybody's out on that halfback or that running back.
You know, and I'll tell you now, if I was Coach Clifton as well, I'd be telling their defense, listen, out of this formation we have not seen the pass yet, but, you know, be smart and stay home. But
it is like the #1 pass out of that play, right?
You know, but so far, what we've seen, they haven't had a throw out of it. They've gotten 10 or 15 yards of pop on that. Early's making them earn it. It's a great matchup tonight.
I mean, it kind of depends on what you're trying to do here. Are you trying to get close enough to kick a field goal, or are you trying to get it all?
So they do spread out.
So we'll see if we see that little QB follow right here. They've had a lot of production with that.
They try to get him to jump.
And that's going to be way overthrown.
Yeah, they did not give us a flag, though. You saw the nose tackle jump. Of course, we can't see the angle down the line. You see the official shaking his head, saying that was not offsides. But we are 3rd and 10 with 30 seconds. Again,
I can't believe that was an intentional try to get them to jump. I'd love to see what the play was if they didn't jump.
So 3rd and 10. Yeah, great read there. We might 4th down and 10. I think we're gonna let this run down to about the 3 second if they're gonna try a field goal or not. But, you know, Coach, I almost thought during that possession there we'd see what we could get out of a run if they ran it because they had the timeouts.
Right.
It looked like we're going to see more Dillard, but they did a fantastic job.
I was really hoping to see the smash pass, you know.
Yeah. I believe that was number 60, Malcolm Williams, or 61, Dalton Adams.
You know, a really high percentage pass, really easy to throw. We have not ran it all year, but that's our #1 play out of the bone, so Now they've got a question. Do they want to go for 3 or take a shot at the end zone?
If they go for 3, it looks like it's going to be about a 37-yard field goal into the wind. Pierce does have a strong leg. I'd be curious to see if that can happen. If not, yeah, like you said, try and get somebody in the end zone, maybe a final play. The biggest thing you don't want is a blocked field goal or an interception back to it.
Oh, absolutely.
And so,
you know, and surely Early's talking to them in the back, you know, and really, I'm surprised they don't have somebody underneath the goal post. That way, if it's short,
just in case,
you know,
38-yard field goal with 3 seconds left. This should take us into halftime. And Early does take one of their timeouts. I don't know how the icing works or not, but you know, at least Early can see how they're lining up and what they're going to do.
We'll see if Early comes out and sends somebody back by that goalpost like Auburn. What at Auburn, Alabama?
Yes.
I always get Auburn and Georgia mixed up in my head. I don't know why.
Auburn, Alabama, I think 108-yard kickoff return or a field goal return.
Yes, that was short.
Yeah, that's.
You know, and you got prime. I mean, you're right. It's going to be a 37-yard field goal attempt into the wind that has got the American flag.
It's not
popped out.
Yeah, it's not a stiff wind. I mean, I'm assuming 10 miles an hour, 10 to 15, somewhere in that range. But it's there. I know I got 2 little boys running around out here. It probably is freezing out there with that wind, but it doesn't seem to bother them at that age for some reason.
No, man, as long as they're running, they're good.
Yeah, they're good. I want my jacket that time. Here we go. 3 seconds left. Should take us to half. The officials out there making sure everything's ready to go. Let's see if Pierce James can get us some points.
And the snap was a little...
I believe it's good. Yes.
The snap was a little outside, but Ryan Allen was able to grab it and put it down for Jamison to kick a 37-yard field goal into a 10 to 15-mile-an-hour headwind. What a kick.
Put that on this highlight reel. And so it's 10-7, Wall versus Early. You've got a battle between 2 3-0 teams that are trying to get a district title. We'll take a quick break, about a 2 or 3 minute break. Then we'll come back, do our Pixelcast halftime show. We usually try to talk during the Early Longhorn band, just so we can step off so you fans can kind of hear the Wallhawk band play as well.
Check out why First Community Federal Credit Union is the #1 local auto lender in the Concho Valley. With new, used, or refinance autos, we can save you money. First Community has great payment options and low prices on GAP, extended warranty, and credit life insurance, so we can make your payment fit your budget. So be smart, bank smart, and contact First Community today for your auto financing needs.
Cotton farming in the Concho Valley, that's risky business. Specializing in crop insurance and serving local family farmers for over 15 years, Oasis Crop Insurance understands those risks firsthand. That's why year in and year out, from the first seed you plant to the last boll you harvest, Oasis Crop Insurance is your risk management partner.
Oasis Crop Insurance, service from paradise.
Patriotic.
Innovative.
Dependable. Family values.
Faith.
Trustworthy.
Ethical.
Community-minded.
Loyalty. Honesty.
Diverse.
Friendly. Committed.
Punctual. Customer service.
These are the values on which we built Bug Express.
Mom, we are honored to carry on your legacy.
Established in 1927, Schertz Landscape Company is as well rooted in the Texas soil as the nursery stock we grow and sell. Since the beginning, our knowledgeable landscape professionals have been here to keep your yard thriving, rain or shine. At Schertz, we believe in keeping our nursery stocked with quality products that flourish in the conditions we live in. We call the Concho Valley home, and you can trust us to have the answers for your project, big or small. When quality counts, you can depend on Schertz.
finals, placing 8th overall. Congratulations on this great accomplishment. The Longhorns band is under the field direction of drum majors Gibson Kaufman and Corbin LeClay. Tonight, the EHS Longhorn Band is pleased to present Fiesta de España. Have we got a show for you? We begin with what we call the Tomato Song, featuring senior tuba Corbin LeClay and junior trumpet Andy Tidwell. In May of 1969, singer-songwriter Neil Diamond released this song as a single, and in August of that year, it reached number 4 on the Billboard chart. Everyone get ready to sing Sweet Caroline. for them to play. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Malagueña.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wall High School proudly presents the award-winning Mighty Wall Hog Band. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Kristen Lee and Ethan Stewart. And now, with Wall Hog Pride, the Mean Green Marching Machine. Thank you for your attention. The band traveled to Abilene last weekend to compete at the area marching contest. Your Wall Hog band earned a 5th place finish in the final. Directors of the band are Dustin Moses and Joshua Carroll. Color guard sponsor is Amy Moses. At this time, we would like to ask our senior band members to come to the 50-yard line. Drum roll, please. The 2022 band sweetheart is Gia Pardo Gibson. The 2022-2023 band bow is Kristen Moon.
Are we live? Oh, awesome. Okay, hey. Well, thank you guys. Y'all been watching the Pixelcast Media halftime show. Y'all got to enjoy 2 great performances by the early Longhorns and your Wall Hawks. Again, you're watching Wall Hawk Football on Concho Sports Network, presented by First Community Federal Credit Union. The band is finishing up, but teams are coming out. Your Wall Hawks are up 10-7 here to start the second half. They ended the second half with a field goal by Pierce Jamison. Had an early touchdown run by Nathan Pepper. But early has also held Wall, at least on the point side, to a pretty close game. That a 75-yard run by Griffin Cheslock. Coach, before we get started, any thoughts on the first half before we get to the second half?
Well, you know, I think the first half, we talked about it a little bit, hit on it a little bit. Wall had a lot. They owned the time of possession in the first half. Not only did they own the time of possession, they also owned the yardage. They had 304 yards in the first half to Early's 159 yards. So, but it's been, time of possession has been their big deal as Wall comes screaming out of their tunnel.
We mentioned before the game started, you know, it's a big district game, 2 teams that are 3-0, and we're seeing that play out on the field. Wall has done a fantastic job of driving the ball, keeping the clock, but so far, 10 points to show. And then Early hit the home run explosive play to make it 10-7. And so as we approach the second half, we talked about it a little bit off air, but I'm curious to see what adjustments are made by both teams. We saw a ton of just heavy Dillard, quarterback Dillard, running the ball, which I haven't seen much of that this year. And so I'll be curious to see kind of what they come out with, what they might change up or do.
You know, right. We saw a lot of Dillard in a play that we hadn't seen a whole lot this year. So it'll be interesting to see if they've got another couple plays in their sleeve out of this flex bone for Wall. Wall will get the kickoff here. And so we won't have to wait very long to find out what their halftime adjustments are for Wall. You know, for Early, it'll be interesting to see what they do defensively to handle that Q follow, you know, because Wall's getting an extra defender on that side. How are they going to either roll their secondary to get another guy or slide their secondary to get another guy? And they pooch it up, and it's going to go out of bounds. That's really a good idea if they can keep it in bounds, because you don't see that very often.
No, like I said, it kind of would have fell nicely, but just drifted out of bounds.
Right, and Wall didn't have anybody there to catch it either.
No, and again, Early was kicking into the wind. We're seeing it gust, I'm assuming 10 or 15 miles an hour. Hearing the coaches come back from the press box, it's getting colder out there. I was not brave enough to go outside, and so I watched it from here. But Hawks are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. Just a couple scores as we get started here. Miles is beating Roscoe 49-12. San Angelo Central's up 31-28 over the Permians at halftime. And so some good Friday night games. Teams are trying to figure out playoffs and district championships as the year goes on.
He's just going to keep it around the outside. He's going to fake the midline, cut it back inside. Great block by Logan Thomas, and he gets pushed out of bounds by number 51 for early.
Yeah, it's about a 23-yard gain there for Dillard. Fantastic. Same thing we saw earlier, another version of a follow. You see in the Texas Bank instant replay.
Just hand the midline, but he just decides, I'm going to keep it outside, but instead of having a pitch guy, the pitch guy is going up to block.
Yeah, and you're seeing, it looks like the linebacker slapped his hand down. It looks like both the defensive tackle and linebacker took pepper, and again, no one got the quarterback, but you got to be disciplined on this defense.
Yeah, you got to know who your dive, your quarterback, and your pitch player are.
So 1st and 10, Oasis Crop Insurance, 1st down. There's Pepper on the run.
Pepper on the run. It looks like he's going to gain about 10 yards, and sure enough, for another Oasis Crop Insurance 1st down right there.
So good start for the Hawks. It's like number 50, Brooks Clippinger, we mentioned earlier, had the interception, coming up just a little bit hobbled, but he'll be okay.
Talking about a couple scores in this district that have big implications. The Ballinger Bearcats and San Angelo TLCA are 12-12 at the half, and Brady is up on Grape Creek 14-12 at the half.
Goodness, yeah, kind of surprising some scores there, but it's a good district, good tough matchup.
It's going to be Pepper again. That was a really good, hard hit by the defensive end right there on Pepper.
Yeah, 1st and 5, and so at home we're talking about those games. What it looks like, we've kind of projected that Wall and Early would probably be top of the district. Kind of how the game's worked out. Brady's looking at 3rd, but the fact that Grape Creek is giving that a game, that's definitely some kind of opens your eyes. Then Ballinger and TLCA are both looking for their 1st district win, and whoever wins that game and the next one most likely will get into playoffs. But if somehow Grape Creek pulls that off, it could change a lot of things for this district.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. A big difference between who's 3rd and 4th at that point.
Absolutely. Yeah. So another 1st down there, Aces Crop Insurance. Dillard just keeping to the left. We'll watch the replay again.
Yeah, that's just a midline follow right there.
So you can kind of, again, fans are getting back in the stands from halftime. You can hear the crowd getting into it. And so 10-7, 10:27 to go in the 3rd quarter, and this is the Wall Hawks opening 1st drive. So far, mostly Dillard and Pepper is what we've seen.
It's going to be Dillard again. He's going to rumble all the way down to the 5 in the Shirts landscape red zone.
Yeah, another good job of blocking downfield there by Logan Thomas. We mentioned that the 1st half. A lot of the plays downfield is because receivers and tight ends blocking safeties. And so Early's committing a ton to the line, but Wall's able to pick up the blocks, and they're finding seams. And again, this is the most carries that we've seen Dillard have all year, and he's stacking up the yards as well.
Right, and you notice on that last one, he hit it right outside. He actually hit it in the B gap because the DT fell down into the A. He went right off of his outside hip.
Powell there in the middle. Looks like Dillard ran to the back of one of the Wall players. It does get the 1st down, so it'll be 1st and goal in the Shirts landscape red zone. They'll set up another 1st down of the Oasis Crop Insurance. But 9:22 left to go. If you're the Hawks coming out of halftime, this is what you want if you can punch this in. And so, but Wall twice has stumbled down here with some penalties and things, and so see if they can stay disciplined here and get a touchdown. Hurley's moving around. Held him up again. Maybe got 6 inches on that, and so Hawks shifting in some personnel. Looks like we're going to see usually their wishbone package coming in. So again, it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get the wishbone package. Here comes Sellers now. He was the one that was missing.
All right, Dillard under center. Looks like we're tackle over to the right.
Take all 3 of those bad boys right into Dillard's back and push him in.
Another false start for the Hawks, this time on Nathan Pepper. That's 3 false starts the Hawks have had inside the opponent's 10-yard line. One of them still turned into a touchdown, one of them did not. And so that's just kind of that mental lapse there. You've had a great drive so far. So second and, this is about 6. And so it gives a little bit of room here for early defensively, but also gives a little room here for the Hawks as well. 8:20 to go in the third quarter.
Just toss right. And they're going to wrap up Pepper.
Yeah, Brooks Clippinger did a great job getting in the backfield, kind of slowing things down, allowing bodies to get to it. So the scoreboard has it 3rd and 7, so maybe we might have lost a yard on that for Pepper. And so again, mistakes like that, penalties, you know, in big plays and big moments can catch you on that. So we'll see what happens here on 3rd and 7. Shifting out personnel back again. And so again, the wind is behind the Hawks, again blowing from TV-wise left to right, north to south.
And that's going to get them back down to about the 3-yard line for 4th, correct?
Yeah, it will be 4th and 3 here. The 3-yard line. It looks like they're going for, we're seeing Sellers come back in, which again is kind of their heavy package. 10-7 ball game. Wind is behind their back. 7:02 left on the clock.
So now we see the smash pass.
This might be it. We've been setting it up all year. And so again, big play for both teams here, especially start off early in the second half.
I don't even know if they have it in their playbook. I would think that they do.
Timeout by the Hawks there. Coach guy might have saw something by alignment. Again, they're doing some versions of like a tackle over.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming early adjusted that he didn't like. And so I'd be curious if they do have the conversation of maybe deciding to kick the field goal. Just it's been such a tight game. But if not, just going back over again, what's the best play they like on a 4th and 3 situation?
Right. I mean, this is their 3rd time down in the red zone. That they kind of want to come away with some points, I would think, one way or the other. But we'll see what they decide to do here on 4th and goal from the 3.
Somehow, if Early can come out here without giving up any points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, that's a huge momentum swing.
Yes.
That's a win for them to start the second half.
Absolutely, that's a win.
And we've talked about before, they've averaged 44 points per game on offense. They're an explosive offense, so if they can get a stop and maybe get a score, that's put some pressure. But they are lining up again. Looks like in their heavy package. Does not look like it's tackle over this time. And so what that means, just a balanced formation on both sides. Well, no, I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, no, it's unbalanced.
It's a heavy Nathan Pepper here. Great play by Colton Allen, number 18. And so just getting penetration off of that. Early gets the stop, sets up a 1st and 10, and it's a ball game here at 10-7, 6:34 left to go in the 3rd quarter. And so some early momentum, not using that as a pun by any means.
No, that's the definite win for Early right there, to get them down to the 1-yard line, and they can't seem to hit it in either from penalties or not being able to get the smash or the toss in.
Okay, counter, we saw it earlier. Good adjustment there. Logan Thomas on the tackle. It looks like instead of being able to defensive end spilling that, almost set that edge and made the running back cut it back up.
Right.
And so that's some of the adjustments that we saw earlier on. That's what number 8 Griffin Cheslock scored a 75-yard touchdown on. They ran the counter, able to get the edge, and he was able to run with it. 2nd and looks like about 11.
You know, and that's twice they've been down here in the red zone within the 15 with the wind behind them, and chose to go for it on 4th. So he's rolling the dice tonight.
He is trying to get some scores down there, keep him close to it. Big hit there. I believe that was 22, Ryan Andrews.
That was a humongous hit by Andrews.
Yeah, on the Texas Bank Instant Replay here, you can see that safety on your TV from the left coming down. It'll be 22.
He feels the cutback lane and just sticks him.
Yeah, linebacker, that linebacker there with a great hit. So 3rd and 7, we've seen a lot of pressure from the Hawks on 3rd and 7. You know, they're adjusting their routes and their calls.
Looks like they're going to be a man free here.
We hadn't seen the motion in the first half, seen it twice now.
Just a flare route out, and he is going to
break tackle.
Breaks the tackle, and he may outrun all these if he can stay in bounds.
If he stays in bounds, he might have. I'm assuming that's again Hagan Barbie chasing him down. It looks like they had him in the backfield, or at least it's for a 1 or 2 yard gain, but staying tough on his feet on that.
You know, and the corner put his head down and kind of got inside right there instead of keeping his outside contained and wrapping him up from the outside.
Yeah, I'm trying to see the number there. Yeah, it looks like Cedric Moreland, senior there for early. They called him out at the 48-yard line early Longhorns, but a big play there.
That's a huge play right there.
Another missed tackle there on the inside.
You know, this game is so much about field position, and Wall had it for him to break out and gain that type of yardage, get him out of that. Even if this drive fails, it's going to make Wall drive the field again.
Yep. So 2nd and 5 is what we have on the 47-yard line. Early has now crossed the 50. 4:34 left in the 3rd. Again, early showing motion. We didn't see that the first half. There's a holding call. They did not call that one. There's the flag. Okay.
That was a really obvious hold when the whole jersey dislocates. So.
Yeah, Dylan Gidney is moving to him. You see him get pulled back, and you see the lineman's head turn to the official. Did you see that or not? Here's the replay again.
Yeah, you can see it. It's pretty obvious holding. But the officials saw it as well, and that's going to move them back to about a 2nd and 18.
You know, I was always kind of curious on that. Was the head official almost waiting for the sideline official to call that, or just, I don't know if he couldn't get out of his pocket, but I was shocked we didn't get the call from this side here. But
well, you know, but it should come from the back judge. He's the one
that's true. He's the closest to it.
He's the one that's got the best angle to see that, because the side judge should be watching for anything outside the box.
A 2nd and 15, 4:21 in the 3rd quarter.
So they called that hold probably not on the tackle holding Gidney. They called it down the field. Because usually that holding would be from where it happened.
Pressure and ball is out. Good coverage. Number 4, Matthew Steen was covering number 4, John Stewart Gordon. I mean, a perfect pass, maybe had that completion, but great coverage around. Pressure also by Gidney off the edge there, as you see on the instant replay, or Brylan White.
You know, that was a really good pass, just a little bit out of his reach, but the placement of it was really, really good.
So 3rd and 15, Hawk is showing pressure again. And so pressure is great. You just make sure they don't try to break one there. Quarterback is dropping down. There's the screen. That's a lineman catching it. That is a lineman catching that.
That is a lineman catching it.
Now, it was tipped. Am I missing something?
Well, he can catch it when it's tipped.
Okay.
As long as he wasn't downfield.
Oh, he was downfield. I mean, the lineman was downfield. We'll watch the replay. So 50's right here. So there's a line of scrimmage.
He was still in front. No, he was past the line of scrimmage.
About 8 yards downfield. He's going to have that on his highlight reel, and he will never forget that. Coaches are letting the official know here that they think they might have missed something on that one. But it's a big play, big breakout. 1st and 10. They're inside the Church Landscape red zone here for early. Hawks looking for a stop. Shoestring tackle there. Great job keeping him in. Looks about a yard gain if he got any. Griffin Cheslock. Coach, I can tell you in 15 years, I've never seen a lineman catch the ball on the screen. Sometimes a tip pass behind the field, you know, he gets like 2 yards and falls down, but the ball went backwards. I've never seen it tip, go forwards, and him catch the ball.
And run for that many yards. I haven't.
Yeah, that's a first. And so 2nd and 10, they are on the 12-yard line, 3:06 left in the 3rd.
So just like that, now Early is looking to take the lead in this game early in the 3rd quarter.
Oh, that should be an interception.
That could be an interception.
Oh. Yeah, like I said, just a little deep. I kind of hear coaches asking questions about who stopped, who went, things like that. And so it's going to be a 3rd and 10. Similar we had last time, 3rd and 15 when they had the big play. Yeah, it looks like the receiver kind of stopped on the route, like wasn't expecting the ball, or just miscommunication.
Right. You know, but even if he kept going, that route was
great coverage.
Yeah, it was covered. 21 was all over it.
So 3rd and 15. Hawks, it looks like they're going to stay in that too high look now. It's the outside run. Braylon White trying to run to it. There's the backup. There they are.
He's actually going to lose a couple yards right there.
Yeah, that play, and then Braylon White won't get anything besides just us talking about it, but he forced the running back out a little farther. It looks like the corner helped set the edge, or at least a linebacker. Then lets that cavalry from the inside, D lineman and linebackers come down. And
yeah, that's Andrews that keeps that outside contained and forces him back inside to the waiting hands.
And getting a defensive tackle, running his line he's supposed to, getting himself a tackle. So 4th and 12, 2:20 to go. They're attempting their field goal.
And Early has no problems going for 3 points right here. Kicking into the wind.
You know,
it should be, what, a 33?
Yes, sir. Pretty close, 31. No good.
It's no good.
Oh, there you go. I'll tell you, from our angle, it's kind of hard to tell which way it's going. It looked good.
From up here, it looked good.
So we're pretty much back to where we started the second half, 10-7, but it's been a little interesting and big plays, and a great drive by Wall, big stop by Early, something I've never seen before, an offensive lineman catching the ball and taking off and running for about a 50-yard gain. But it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hawks. That'll be an Oasis Crop Insurance first down. And so they're getting their personnel set up on the sideline. Again, fans, if there's a brand new post-game celebration snack spot, it is College Hills Bodega. And so after the game, you're looking for a sweet treat, make sure you head over to College Hills Bodega. 1st and 10, Hawks are on their 20-yard line.
Just a counter by the Hawks.
Yeah, I believe that was McCabe?
Kemp.
Nope, Kemp. Yep, Luke Kemp on the run on that. I got Luke written down. He had about 260 yards so far, close to that for the season. First time we've seen him tonight. So 2nd and 9 for the Hawks.
That's just going to be a dose of pepper right up the middle for, looks like about 3, maybe 4 yards.
Yeah, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. We'll see what we set up on that. You know, like I said, the quarter's a minute left into it. It's kind of amazing to me that it is still 10-7 because of all the excitement. They just went one side or the other, momentum swings.
Oh, yeah, both teams just went yard to get down there and come away with no points. That's no fun to do, for sure.
No. So, yeah, we got 3rd and 4 here on the scoreboard. Pepper going to get the first down.
Pepper right up the gut again.
Yeah, Oasis Crop Insurance first down.
He's coming up a little bit hobbled right there. Looked like he grabbed his hip or maybe his lower back.
Yeah, I think you mentioned before. We didn't play last week, so of course you never know and never want to speculate things like that. But he's been running tough tonight, became up a little bit gingerly right there. But it's a big game, and so he's had a big job right there getting a first down. Oasis Crop Insurance first down. Dillard, I mean, you're about to say the same thing again. We've seen a ton of him tonight, and he has done very well running the quarterback position and running the show.
Yeah, they're finding the end go down on the.
We got 3 seconds left. We're about to go to the 4th quarter here and stop. And so, again, it's 10-7. Your Wall Hawks are a 3-0 in district. Your early Longhorns are 3-0 in district. Wall's up 10-7. Great ball game. We'll take a quick break, come back, and be ready to watch this outstanding 4th quarter.
At VGI Technology, our mission is to connect and protect our communities using innovative technologies while providing an exceptional customer experience. Everyone on our team took part in creating this mission statement, and everyone on our team is committed to stand by every word. So for your home and office internet, security, cameras, and smart technology, call on your neighbors at locally owned VGI. VGI, to connect and protect.
All right, sports fans, you're watching the Wall Hawks on Concho Sports Network, presented by First Community Federal Credit Union. It is a 10-7 ball game on a Friday night here in Wall America. We got some good, cold football weather. Hawks have the ball. It's going to be 2nd and 4 from their 40-yard line. If you've just joined us, you missed a heck of a third quarter, even though the score didn't change. But we've had a great game so far, and if you have missed it, you can always watch this again on your Concho Sports Network app the following day.
So now they trade, and now Wall will go into the wind. That's Gunnar Dillard keeping the ball for about 7 yards there for Oasis Crop Insurance first down. But now Wall will go into the wind, and Early will have it at their back.
You know, and what's surprising me, because seeing the flag, seeing that, it seems because the 2 field goal attempts so far have been into the wind, and they've had plenty of leg on them so far.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but up
More
here,
than enough leg.
Yeah, up here, I don't know if it's just me as the fan going, it's blowing harder than I want to be out there in it. So, but Oasis Crop Insurance first down, 1st and 10 from the 46, 11:34, his clock's ticking. Wall's had a huge possession tonight, just possessed the clock. Ooh.
Bobble snap right there, but Dillard's able to fall on it, and that will be a loss of 1.5 yards to bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, I was about to say we've had some wind early in the first half with a little bit more drizzle. It doesn't look like we have any right now. It's been light when we've had it. That's the first kind of bad exchange we've seen. But it sets up a 2nd and 12 for the Hawks. You know, and again, this is kind of what you expect with 2 teams that are tough and physical. And then we brought on earlier. They've done a heck of a job. They won this game in early last year. But they have come to play, and it's a wonderful ball game.
He's just going to keep it and turn it up. And, you know, that he's 1 block away from probably another 12 yards right there.
Yeah, that was a great tackle there. I'm trying to see the number. I believe it's 24, Caleb McCullough. He's got 8 sacks on the season for the Longhorns, and so right there he just kind of broke the block off and made a great play. So 3rd and 10. You know, we did mention earlier about field possession and things of that nature for it, and so another first down would set that up well, at least if they had a punt situation. But with the wind in their face, depending on what happens here, there's pressure. It's going to be intentional grounding.
Yep.
Now they're pointing like they see somebody. Well, the official saw someone there that he was throwing to. I'm not quite sure which one that was, but the Hawks will take that and say them. Well, are they calling it a fumble? Because we went backwards.
Well, I don't know if they call it a fumble. Well, I would assume so. But I know a Wall Hawk jumped on the football.
Okay, so we have the lineman down here spotting the ball.
They're going to call it an incomplete pass, Coach.
Okay, so that's what the official called. Their sideline didn't, but this is Pierce Jamison's first punt of the night.
That's amazing because that was probably really grounding.
Yep.
Either way, Wall's going to punt it away. Into the wind. You don't want to get it really high, but it's way up in the air.
Yeah, and it's checking up. Oh, and it's got a great roll for the Hawks.
Yep.
That was about a 14-yard punt, and then it got another 20 yards on a roll. But you said it got up, and you saw that wind turning it. And so maybe it is more effective than we've kind of seen on the field goals. But
yeah, usually into the wind, you want to go low with it. With the wind, you want to get it up there, right?
Yeah, that looks like if I was a decent golfer, one of those 9 irons hanging up in the air and then checking back. But it unfortunately got the forward roll. But it's going to be 1st and 10, 25-yard line, huge stop for Early. We've seen the explosive ability. We've seen some just barely missed passes here and there. And so for the Hawks, you play great defense all night. You got to keep doing it.
That almost looked like illegal motion, and it was.
Yeah.
That's going to take them back to 1st and 15.
Yeah, number 4, John Stewart Gordon jumped a little early on that. It's funny, as the back shifted, the D-line shifted as well. I'm sure that's something they schemed or talked about, most likely trying to stop the counter that they've seen a heavy dose of. And so it sets up a 1st and 15, and I'm telling them all stats up here, but the 2 penalties we've seen have been the second half or early. Well, no, there's 3. We had the holding in the first half and a couple other ones here in the second half too, but it's kind of set them back in the hole. There's the counter again. They're forcing it inside now. Picks up about 5 yards what the spot looks like. Gave them back the penalties they had. So second and, it's about second and 9, so got 6 yards on the play. So fans at home, we're talking about adjustments earlier on. It looked like the Hawks ends were spilling. They're almost letting that ball get outside. Now they're starting to force that counter back into the linebackers.
Yes, sir. They're keeping that outside contained. And right there, they just found a hole outside on it was an inside zone that he just found a hole outside.
Yeah.
When the end went up to the quarterback.
Yeah, I was about to say, you see Coach Slaughter getting on to the end down here saying, hey, listen, ball's off. You got to, right there, start getting back into the play. Quarterback doesn't have the ball.
Right, he's just got to sit and read and not get uphill. He can run laterally down the line if the quarterback keeps it.
Yeah, Brillen's a sophomore. Now, he's played a lot last year and this year, but that's one of those. Yeah, ball's out of quarterback's hands. There's no reason to stay on it.
Yeah.
Start chasing back inside. So 3rd and 1.
Just to IZ again, delayed, and that's going to be enough for a first down here for the Longhorns.
Yeah, so 1st and 10, they're going to be, it looks like about the 38-yard line. And again, early hasn't had big drives. We've seen some big plays here and there, but the 3rd quarter was they had their longest drive of the night besides the 75-yard touchdown run. And so if they can put a drive here together, give them a little bit of momentum. We're just getting a heavy dose of the run. There you go. 53 there for the Hawks. Bring my roster up to make sure. Yeah, Kirkland Pritz, a junior.
That's going to bring up a 2nd and 12, it looks like.
Now, Kirkland came in there for defensive end, and you see him squeeze down and really just make a play over the top of that 61 lead blocker.
And they may have got away with a face mask right there.
Yeah, you kind of saw it reaching up high.
From what I'm seeing, I can't see if he actually grabbed it, but it sure looked like it might have been a possibility.
Oh, great knockdown there.
That's a really good job. That should be Dylan Gidney with that block pass of Price.
Yeah, and if you don't know at home how big that is, we all want the sack, but if you can't get to the quarterback and knock that down, that is a big, big win. So it sets up a 3rd and 10 now.
Now, this is what I'm curious to see on a 3rd and 12 right here. Do they stay in that man free, or do they go to more their cover 2 look and try to prevent a smash route? Because that's one of Early's favorite routes is the smash.
Pressure's on him again. He's getting out of the pocket. Ryan Andrews looking for the tackle, forces him out of bounds.
After a gain of about 3 or 4, which is going to bring up about a 4th and 8.
4th and 8, and so they're on their own 40-yard line. Look where it's going to be matched at. I mean, there's still 7:26 to go. I would assume a punt, but it looks like they're going to be going for it.
They're at least going to try to get them to jump off sides, I would think, for sure. Either that or a quick kick, so you know you have no defense on it.
Yeah, checking with the sideline.
That's the biggest key is the defensive line not to jump.
Hawks are going straight man. Looks like they're going to be bringing some pressure.
We're down to 5 seconds on the play clock.
Stay on the bodies. He's going to... Good coverage right there. 23, Hagan Barbie there with some great coverage on the back end to it. I know some coaches down there are wanting to call for pass interference. It looks like on the replay, well, it says...
You know, and he may have been there a little early.
It wasn't much, though, if it was. I thought it was a pretty good play. Let's see here.
But as an official, they may be calling it uncatchable to begin with.
Yeah, it's hard to see in the replay to it. But like I said, huge opportunity for the Hawks. They got to stop. 1st and 10.
But I'm going to, for the people at home that may be upset as well, they've kind of let this game be played out all night long. There's been holds not called and pass interferences not called. There's been a lot. They've been consistent about that.
Yeah, we mentioned that when we started the game off. 1st and 10 here. Coach Guy did not like something, so he ran out there and called a timeout. And so we'll take a quick one with him and hopefully be able to stay the rest of the game as it goes on.
Check out why First Community Federal Credit Union is the #1 local auto lender in the Concho Valley. With new, used, or refinance autos, we can save you money. First Community has great payment options and low prices on GAP, extended warranty, and credit life insurance, so we can make your payment fit your budget. So be smart, bank smart, and contact First Community today for your auto financing needs.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, they got 4. Yeah, they should have an extra one in the back.
Yeah, they should. It should be a 5-man crew.
Especially a big game like this. I mean, this is a big game for us. So, 1st and 10. Except for the Wallhawks, great stop.
We spent our halftime or our time out talking about possible penalties that could have been and might have been and weren't called, and then we started looking at how many officials there are. You know, there is an official shortage out there in the state, and right now we're working a 4-man crew. Normally it'd be a 5. In really big games, a lot of times you'll see a 7, but that's decided on by the schools.
No, yeah, you know, it's funny you said that. That was my comment when we was like, oh my goodness, it's such a big game, and there's only a 4-man crew out here. So if you're at home watching this and you love football, please go be an official. I promise you, football officiating ain't as crazy as it sounds. You're next to the game, you're seeing the action, and so we will definitely take that. But the Hawks pick up about a yard there, setting up, it looks like about a 3rd and 9, or 3rd and 8 from the 39-yard line. I got to officially a JV game out here, and I didn't realize how much they ran. So we'll say if you're official, you got to run around a little bit. Just get used to that.
Absolutely. You know, either that or you be a back judge or the head guy.
So they were like, hey, we can't find officials. Can you come do one of our JV games? I've never done that before in my life. I said, yeah, come on, I'll help you out.
Yeah, I did a few. You know, when you're an assistant coach, you kind of get thrown into doing that, especially at some junior high games at times and some JV games, especially like the JVB games. You get to go out and be an official. It's not the funnest thing in the world, I can promise you.
I've done it for basketball a few times too. It's the first time in football I've done that. Now basketball, I always tell people it's a little different because the fans are on top of you, so you can hear it. They think they see everything as much. In football, you're kind of separated. You know, you can kind of see stuff or not. But anyways, it would be. I think it's a fun Friday night thing to do. People get into it. It looks like Hawks took another timeout. 6:12 left to go. You know, they took the one to start this drive. It looks like it was a personnel missing one person. Now they're taking that one. It's a close game.
Yes.
And so on the board, from the home side, there's no more timeouts left. And I might be missing one from earlier.
No.
And so if that's the case, Hawks don't have any timeouts with 6:12 to go. And I'm sure Coach Gower wish he did not have to use those at that time.
You know, and Early's sitting with all 3 of theirs right now.
Yep. Oh, goodness. Come on, guys. Get him tackled. Get him tackled. Get him tackled. Oh, goodness. One man, if he can keep him down here, pinned up.
And that's going to be, oh, wow.
And now they're going to.
It almost looked like Wall stole the ball as they were going down, but they're going to leave it in Early's hands right here at the Wall 35.
Yeah, you know, that's one of those, if you're in college, you might get a replay on that one. We don't have that ability. Great hustle play, though. You know, looking to throw the seam route, it looks like, just stayed behind him.
Yeah, it was just, it's into the wind, and it was thrown about 3 yards behind him.
So 1st and 10, huge play. You know, the interception happened, but also the return back there for Early. So a big 10-7 ball game, 5:55 left to go in the 4th quarter. Looks like there's confusion on both sides. I think Early has taken the timeout. No, they're just moving the ball. 1st and 10, they're moving the ball the other hash. So here we go, 1st and 10. Early's and Wall's half of the field on the 35-yard line.
With the wind behind them.
Yep.
So they've got the big play ability into the wind right here, but they're going to keep it on the ground.
Able to break a tackle. Body's running to it. Got about 5 yards. It was almost a no gain.
And that's going to be a big job by Hayden Barbie coming up to kind of turn him inside for no gain, to slow him down, to turn him back in.
Yeah, Griffin Cheslock, who has pretty much been their offensive production tonight. Good run, good job getting the edge.
You know, you see him holding Brylan White again there. I mean, the tackles are holding the ends really well tonight.
It's a running counter back the other way.
Once again, you see the same thing. This time it's to Gidney on the other side.
Yeah, Briggs Jones on the tackle. They try to force it inside, but they kind of got balled up, then allowed Griffin there to be able to bounce it back out. So it's going to be a first down. Yeah, what's it a first down? 1st and 10, 5:14 to go in the fourth quarter. Again, Hawks here just trying to hold on. They're up 10-7. They've played a fantastic game tonight. Just a few execution things here on offense here and there.
Hurley's going to keep it on the ground, and that's going to gain 5.
Yeah, heavy dose of the run. That's been an early success tonight. 2nd and 5. Hawks are shifting some players in and out. Early in their 2-by-2 set, 2 receivers on both sides.
Keep it on the ground again. It's just an inside zone that's going to gain about 2 yards and bring up a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Logan Thomas and David Thompson on the tackle. And so might have got about a yard out of that is what they show. 3rd and, yeah, don't give 3rd and 3. Give him 2 yards, 23-yard line.
You got 4:28 left on the clock here in Wall America.
And so they have their other running back in, Caleb Ozuna in instead of Griffin right now. 14 seconds left on the play clock. Checking the sideline. Trips to the boundary, which means trips to the short side of the field for early. 2 seconds, 1 second. Delay a game. Man, he must have yelled that time, Maddox. I didn't see his hand moving that fast, but timeout for early. So we'll stay right here. There's 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 10-7 ball game. This is what you want on a fantastic Friday night. I mean, good, come out the second half, we've seen success both sides of the ball, but we've also seen some of those mistakes in a big-time game, showing right now. And so a big possession, big few plays here.
No, it's a huge possession for Early and for Wall. And you're right, both teams have drove the field all night long in the second half, but when they get there, they came away with nothing.
Nope.
So that'll be a huge victory for Wall right here if they can, in these 4 minutes, keep them to just a field goal or to no points at all.
Absolutely. I think this is that point now of who can just hold on and do their job. There's the outside run. Inside cut by Griffin.
That's going to be enough for a first down.
Yeah, Wall did a good job to kind of set the edge there. It looks like, too, Ryan Andrews is down here just getting looked at on the sideline. So they got another linebacker in there. But Ryan's had a huge night for the Hawks.
Yes, he's been a very good defensive player tonight.
So 3:40 to go in the game.
Once again, the wind is behind them, and that's just out of the reach on a little flag route.
Yeah, Jackson Price threw a good ball, just a little too long.
It looked like maybe number 9, Ortiz.
Yeah, I'm trying to see the number. He's running back to us here. It looks like number 2, Jeremy Brown. He's been their top receiver. He's got 13 touchdowns on the year. That's that smash concept you said earlier. So that's the inside receiver just running pretty much to the corner and zone on the side.
So now we got 2nd and 10. They're going to keep it on the ground this time for a gain of about 3, maybe 4.
So for the first time there, that's the first time I've seen the end almost just cheat in to play the running back. We haven't seen Jackson Price pull it necessarily, and so that could be something there down close to the ends of there. Now the center's the one who came up limping, and he's not leaving the game. He looked like he had a pretty good limp on him. So 3rd and 7 with 3 minutes to go. That's Brooks Clippinger. Like I said, I know his daddy's the defensive coordinator, so he's a coach's kid. He's going to tough it out there.
Now that's on his right side, so don't you bring a blitz right off his right shoulder?
If you can see it, yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be
pressure
a
on the quarterback, throwback, interception.
Intercepted right there.
There you go. Great play, great pressure up front. I'm trying to see a number. Everybody's high-fiving.
Will Shear, number 32, has the one that got that pick.
Great job reading the quarterback. Jackson got to his left, felt pressure, tried to throw back to the right, and I'm assuming Will Shear. We'll see here on the replay.
Yeah, it's Will Shear.
There you go. Right in the right spot. Good play.
So now Wall gets the ball on their end of the field at the 2-yard line with 2:40 left in the game, up 10-7.
Yeah, it looks like Early has 2 timeouts. Again, Wall does not have any. And so I know those coaches got a fancy little countdown thing. I don't know if 1 first down or 2 will do it for the Hawks, but they got to be able to move out of their side of the field, out of the end zone. Heavy dose of Dillard.
That's going to bring them up to about the 5 or 6 yard line, so that's going to be good for about 2-3 yards.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious when Early's going to decide to use those timeouts or not. Again, they have their little clock and sheet they're using. I wouldn't be surprised. We see a lot of Dillard on that.
I think they'll probably wait till after 2nd down. They'll wait till 3rd down to wait to see what they get right here.
So they're going to work the ball down.
At home right now, it's 2:08 and ticking down.
10 seconds on the play clock. Hawks snapped it with 10 seconds left to go. Blow the whistle. Somebody's going to get hurt.
So the scrum makes it all the way up to about the 9-yard line. We'll see if they give them that forward progress of the scrum or whether they block it where he kind of got stood up.
So I'm curious if Coach called, well, let's say Early called their timeout, but they snapped the ball with 10 seconds left. You know, leaving a little bit extra time, and I'm sure Coach Guy wanted it to be, so I'm sure that's going to be some conversation if this comes up again. But 1:53 left to go. Early's taking their timeout. They should have 1 left after this. 3rd and 5. Coach, is it running your safest play? Is it running your best play? I'm assuming we're not going to throw the ball by any means. But what's kind of thoughts that you'd have right now?
Well, for me, it's run my safest play. What's been good has been that midline keep by the quarterback, bubbling it out to the outside. That's a pretty safe play. There is no handoff there, and they've got good yardage off of it. The only other one is that the QB follow that they ran so well in the first half that we really hadn't seen in the second, because you got 2 blockers, and once again you have no ball exchange between the quarterback and anybody else here.
3rd 5, sprinting to the line. Toss to Pepper outside. Stay in bounds. It looks like he's going to get it.
He's going to get a first down right there by at least 1.5 yards.
So out of that timeout, Hawks sprint to the line. Like I said, it looks like that tackle overset. Get it to Nathan Pepper as fast as you can and go get a first down.
And the clock starts moving with 1:40 left on the clock in the 4th right now. So the clock is moving right now. Early has 1 timeout left.
They didn't take it here, so again, I don't have that sheet in front of me. I don't know if they're going to have enough time, but right now just hold on to the ball if you're the Hawks.
With 1 timeout left, they don't have enough time.
Hold on to it.
And now you just keep it safe. You keep it in the quarterback's hands. You run some safe plays. They're going to call their final timeout here with 1:14 left in the game.
So, again, with a 40-second play clock, I'm just trying to think this out loud, and I'm going to be completely wrong on math, I'm sure. If you take a knee, 40-second run, that should get you close to about
34.
34, and then you don't have to run another play, correct?
Right. The biggest thing is if they're going to do that, if that's, put it in the quarterback's hands and let him run around back there and then take a knee.
Coach, I got a great story to you, and I don't know if my old quarterback from Miles is
just to kill the time, you know what I'm saying?
I do, but I got to tell the good story. We had some situation like this, and I told my quarterback, hey, bud, I don't care if you get a safety, just work to the back of the end zone, just get out of there. If you have to, just throw it at the goalpost. Coach, I'm not joking. He got back there and was running down. He just tried to toss it over his shoulder, and it hit the goalpost, came back in bounds.
Oh, bless his heart.
And the ball was dead. We all knew it, but Bront thought they fell on it for a fumble recovery and everything else. And so it's just like, I should have been so literal about just take time to get out of bounds. Get
All
down.
right, so once again, they're going to keep the quarterback, and he's going to gain about 2 yards. And at 1:06 is when the 40-second clock started, so that's going to leave them 26 seconds for 3rd down. Early has no more timeouts.
No, we should get into a situation when this thing goes to the end where you can just take a knee on 3rd down, take a knee where it's just 4th down, the clock should run out.
Right, exactly. This game is, as long as Early doesn't force a fumble on this snap like Mason did,
yep.
all they've got to do is take the snap and take a knee, because we're now at 30 seconds left in the game.
No turnover. Get down.
Just get down.
Get down. No extra play. There you go. That's just going to lock it in for the Hawks there. And so 4-0 for the Wall Hawks, 3-1 for the early Longhorns. What a fantastic game. Play clock's running down, 13 seconds left. And so it's that time, and they're great. So fantastic win and a very, very tough win. We'll take a quick 30-second break, come back and do a post-game wrap-up. But
that's it right there, 0 on the clock.
Fantastic.
Check out why First Community Federal Credit Union is the #1 local auto lender in the Concho Valley. With new, used, or refinance autos, we can save you money. First Community has great payment options and low prices on gap, extended warranty, and credit life insurance, so we can make your payment fit your budget. So be smart, bank smart, and contact First Community today for your auto financing needs.
So as you're joining us again, like I said, Wall has just had a win on a cold, sometimes wet night, windy night, 10-7 over the early Longhorns. Your Wall Hawks will move to 8-1 and 4-0 in district. Early's going to move to 5-4 and 3-1 in district. But a fantastic game all the way around. Hats off to Early. Goodness, they are physical and they are tough. And however this shapes up next week, they're going to be a threat going into playoffs versus anybody they play.
Absolutely. So that's a really good football team that Wall had to gut out a 10-7 victory over. But what that does district-wise for Wall is if they beat Brady next week, that's an all-out district title for them. If they lose to them, it'll set up a three-way tie for first between Brady, Wall, depending on what happened with Brady tonight. I know they were up at halftime, but I have not seen a score off of them. But that, if they won, then that would be set up a three-way tie, and they'd have a share of the district title for sure. So for Wall, they control their destiny now. They win in Brady. They're the outright district champions, and they go into the playoffs as the #1 seed out of this district. Early, if Wall beats Brady, they're guaranteed to be the #2 spot out of this district going into the playoffs. And then, you know, depending on what happened with TLCA and Ballinger, which I still hadn't seen a score on that one.
Yeah, trying to bring mine up too as we talk, and it's not on there as well either. So let me see if I can widen out the search here for it. But as we're looking for that, again, we talked before the game, a fantastic Friday night. Two teams battling each other. It looks like Brady is up 22-19 over Grape Creek with 10 minutes left to go. So Grape Creek might pull an upset on that end. But a fantastic game, fantastic matchup. Extremely proud of the Hawks. Now they fought and stayed with it. Another great defensive showing for the Wall Hawks. And offensively, they've done extremely well as too. It just didn't quite get in the end zone as much tonight.
Right. And TLCA is 26-20 over Ballinger right now in the fourth quarter. So the district is kind of starting to take shape this week. It'll come to fruition next week. But tonight, Wall did what they needed to do. There was mistakes, of course. There's always going to be that when you got a good football team that you're playing. But Wall did what they needed to do defensively. Defensive wins championships, and there was two big drives that they had to step up and keep them with no points, and they did.
Yeah, I know. Fantastic night, fantastic evening. Excited for the players and the fans. Again, this was senior night too as well, so thank you to all the seniors. I can imagine as parents and how emotional that is for you guys as well. But hats off again to the early Longhorns. Again, I'm Chad Curry with Larry Holscher. Appreciate you guys joining us. It's been a fantastic season. We believe this is our last game. I don't know. They might say something about playoffs, and we might see what happens when those days come. But if not, thank you guys for joining us and joining us on a great Friday night.
Absolutely. Thank y'all.